Jon Jones was only 23 years old when he became light heavyweight champion in 2011.
Jon Jones is the youngest champion in UFC history!
He looked unbeatable, and the sky was the limit, it seemed. But life is just as unpredictable as the mighty champion, and it has been a bumpy road for Johnny Bones ever since.
Yeah, there was a car accident right here on Winsboro and Southern Boulevard.
With a mixture of breathtaking victories and issues away from the octagon.
The Albuquerque fighter cut a deal with prosecutors today for a hit-and-run.
Jones is a complex and highly interesting character. He is very intelligent and self-aware, and perhaps the best fighter we've ever seen in mixed martial arts.
I don't believe greatness is coincidence.
His signature move, the spinning elbow, is a relatively high-risk martial arts strike that he delivers toward an opponent's head with no regard for his own safety. It's the kind of maneuver that can make a highlight show for better or worse. Yet, in a sport where, despite the enormous physical toll, the difference between winning and losing is often a momentary mental lapse. Jones's audacity seems incongruous with his personality, which is thoughtful, measured, and risk-averse. All he needs to do is telegraph the spinning elbow once and it's lights out. In this video, we'll talk about the journey of an incredible athlete who emerged into the MMA arena and conquered all.
The truth of the matter is, I am the alpha.
Welcome to the age of MMA. Enjoy this video. Bones Jones became the youngest champion in UFC history with his title victory over Mauricio Rua.
Sticking my hands out and just falling backwards, man. I felt like it was like touchdown, you know. I was just like, wow, I did it. You know, I just felt so accomplished. I became champion that night, and I'll never forget it.
He holds numerous UFC records in the light heavyweight division, including the most title defenses, most wins, and longest win streak. During much of his championship reign, he has been widely considered to be the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. Never stopped nor outscored during his career, Jon's only professional loss is a controversial disqualification against Matt Hamill.
Referee Steve Mazzagatti has called a stop to this contest. Due to intentional elbows, there's been a disqualification of Johnny Bones Jones. Therefore, the winner is Matt Hamill.
A result that Hamill and UFC President Dana White dispute.
If the Nevada State Athletic Commission gave a shit what we thought, Mazzagatti would have been gone a long time ago. And Nevada State Athletic Commission is supposed to be the best in the country. It used to be.
Jones was born on July 19, 1987 in Rochester, New York. His father, Arthur, is a pastor at Mount Sinai Church of God in Christ in Binghamton, New York, who discouraged his fighting career. Jon's mother, Camille, died in 2017 at the age of 55 after a long battle with diabetes. Before beginning his MMA career, Jones was a standout high school wrestler and state champion at Union Endicott High School in upstate New York. Jones made his professional MMA debut in April 2008. He amassed an undefeated record of 6-0 over 3 months, finishing all of his opponents. In his last bout before signing with the UFC, Jones defeated Moises Gabin at BCX 5 for the USKBA Light Heavyweight Championship. He won the fight via TKO in the second round. Jones made his UFC debut against Andre Guzmão at the UFC 87 in August 2008. He won via unanimous decision, using takedowns and unorthodox striking, such as spinning elbows and a spinning back kick. He had an aggressive fighting style.
Light heavyweight matchup, and here we go. Jones is really pushing it. Went for a spin. Big knees. Good battle. Spinning back kick. Turn to an omoplata. Jones gets out of it. Tread a little more lightly than you are, you know?
Declaring the winner by unanimous decision, Johnny Bones Jones.
In his second UFC match, Jones took on veteran Stephan Bonnar at UFC 94 in January of 2009. John secured multiple takedowns on Bonnar, even suplexing him to the mat and connecting with a back elbow that hurt Bonnar badly. He appeared fatigued in the third round, but won the fight by unanimous decision.
Here tonight, UFC 94.
His third fight was against Jake O'Brien at UFC 100 in July 2009. Jones controlled most of the match and eventually secured a modified guillotine choke, causing O'Brien to tap out. In September 2009, Jones was rewarded for his victories by signing a new 4-fight contract with the UFC. In December of the same year, Johnny Bones fought fellow light heavyweight prospect Matt Hamill at the Ultimate Fighter Heavyweights finale. Jones used his wrestling to dominate Hamill, dislocating Hamill's shoulder with a takedown and battering him with strikes. However, Jones would be disqualified for the use of illegal 12-6 elbows. The unified rules of mixed martial arts prohibited downward elbow strikes, and Jones was initially only penalized a point from the round. However, Hamill was unable to continue due to his dislocated shoulder. Consequently, the replay simulation was reviewed and showed that Jones' elbows further damaged Hamill's already bloody and lacerated nose. This marked the first time that Nevada has used its recently enacted instant replay rule, in which the referee's decision was supported by the commission, which utilized a slow-motion replay to review the elbows. UFC President Dana White was aggrieved that referee Steve Mazzagatti ruled the bout as a loss for Jones, saying that it should have been a no contest.
And does anybody here disagree with me that Mazzagatti is a toolbox? I mean, he literally did nothing.
White said he was still attempting to have the result overturned to a no contest by the Nevada State Athletic Commission. Jones fought Brandon Vera in March 2010. He won the fight by TKO after an elbow to Vera's face followed up with various punches in the first round. The elbow delivered to stop the fight also broke Vera's face in 3 places. Jones also won the Knockout of the Night award.
All right, gentlemen, we've been over the rules. Protect yourself at all times. Follow my instructions.
White trumps. Immediate tie-up and takedown by John Jones. Is he gonna get it? Yeah. See how he's controlling the wrist there? Big shot by Jones. Doing a good job defensively. Oh, yeah, he had a shot there. Oh, yeah, that hurt him. He's hurt. John Jones was hurt bad. Barrett's hurt. John Jones. That's it. It is all over. Wow.
Jones defeated former IFL light heavyweight champion Vladimir Matyushenko by TKO with elbows in 152 of the first round in August 2010. Dana White promised Jones a huge step up in the competition if he managed to defeat Matyushenko.
We're gonna have a clean fight. Touch gloves, make a decision.
Matyushenko, very well doing. Nice spinning back kick to the body. Mounted crucifix now. This is a terrible spot. Johnny Bones Jones! Wow.
Declaring the winner by TKO, Johnny Bones Jones.
White soon confirmed that Jones would face the undefeated Ultimate Fighter winner Ryan Bader for his first fight of 2011 at UFC 126. Jones handed Bader his first professional loss by defeating him via submission due to a guillotine choke in the second round. After dominating Bader in the first round, Jones was awarded the Submission of the Night bonus.
Follow my instructions. We're gonna have a clean fight.
Do it. Here we go. 2. Yes, if he can push his cardio. High kick by Jones effortlessly. And looking to maybe set something up again. He stepped right over and got his back. But Bader's got to come. And here Jon Jones drops a knee to the body. Head kick. Partially blocked by Ryan Bader. Got to connect it to his bicep. And it's one of the things about having such a long reach. Oh, he got it! It's all over! Jon Jones!
On March 19, 2011, at UFC 128, Jones defeated Ruao by TKO at 2:37 of round 3, becoming the youngest ever UFC champion. After an early flying knee that badly hurt the champion, Shogun was dominated throughout the 3 rounds. A body shot and knee to the head dropped the champion to his knees, causing the referee to step in and halt the match.
All right, gentlemen, let's get over the rules. Touch gloves, make it official.
Here we go! Flying knee early. Slam takedown. Jones to the body. And it is all over! Jon Jones is the youngest champion in UFC history! Wow!
Jones made his first title defense against Quinton Rampage Jackson in September 2011 at UFC 135. Jones defeated Jackson via submission rear naked choke in the 4th round. In the process, he became the first UFC fighter to submit Jackson. In 2012, Jones said that this was his favorite fight up to that point.
That does go back with Phoenix.
And he wants his belt back. Yes. And here we go.
Going the same way.
And there's that leading out. Leg does Jones. He's got him down. The ultimate fighter. There's the flying knee. It's all over. Jon Jones has defended his UFC light heavyweight championship.
Jones faced Lyoto Machida at the same event, despite getting rocked in the first round by Machida. Jones successfully defended the light heavyweight title at UFC 140, stopping Machida at 4:26 of the 2nd round via technical submission guillotine choke, which caused Machida to collapse unconscious along the cage. This was the first submission loss in Machida's career.
Touch glove, touch him out, step back so we can start.
Let's do this thing. Karate Kid pushes forward. And sedentary. Nice. To the shotty. Pushing forward again is Machida. They're dragging again with a solid kick to the body. Side to try to take this fight to the ground. Good kick to the body by Jon. And a good counter by Lyoto. Lyoto swinging away. Pushing forward. Now let's watch for the Greco clinch. No good decision. And now Jones looks for the takedown by Jon Jones. And he did that when he used his wrestling. Oh! Again they battle in another big knee. 45 seconds. Jon's got his head. Second. He's got a choke. He makes it. It is all over. It is all over. Jon Jones remains the UFC light heavyweight champion.
Jones finally faced his arch-rival and former teammate Rashad Evans in April of 2012 at UFC 145 and won via unanimous decision.
The enormity of the moment. Both men starting, as Rashad said, in
Touch gloves, make it official.
to the body. Good.
Jones faced Chael Sonnen in 2013 and made quick work of his challenger, finishing Sonnen via TKO in the 1st round. However, he dislocated a phalanx on his left foot during the fight. With the win, Jones tied Tito Ortiz for having the most consecutive title defenses in UFC light heavyweight history.
And here we go. this elbow again. Chael made it to that third armbar. Just story on is Jones. Big knee. Looking to finish this fight early. All over him right here in the first round. Jon Jones has finished Chael Sonnen. And still the UFC light heavyweight champion of the world,
Jones faced Alexander Gustafsson on September 21st, 2013 at UFC 165.
I just don't believe that the public was ready for what was going to actually unfold that night.
Jones was badly cut above the eye during the first round, but he won the back and forth fight via unanimous decision, 48-47, 48-47, and 49-46. After the match, Jones said Gustafsson gave him the toughest fight of his career, and both were sent to the hospital for their injuries. The bout earned both fighters the Fight of the Night bonus award.
The thing that made this fight such a great fight, the first time Jon Jones had ever been taken into deep water, ever.
Final seconds of the round. Big elbow. This is a very competitive fight. Smooth boxing by Gustafsson. There's a nice elbow. Caught him. And another one. Incredible. And an elbow. 15 seconds. Gustafsson's got a chin on him, man. They're going to go the distance. Flying knee by Jones. Wow. What a fight. Unbelievable. That might be the greatest title fight in the history of the light heavyweight division.
And still the undisputed UFC light heavyweight champion of the world.
On March 8th, 2020, it was announced that the fight will be inducted into the UFC Hall of Fame's fight wing on July 9th.
Jones and Gustafsson is taking its rightful place in the UFC Hall of Fame, the greatest UFC light heavyweight title fight ever.
These people cheer for me and they don't even like me, they just hate Jon.
Jones won the fight against Daniel Cormier by unanimous decision. He also became the first person to take Cormier down, scoring 3 takedowns in total. The win also earned Jones his 4th Fight of the Night bonus award.
We're going to have a clean fight. You can touch gloves at this time.
They touch gloves. Jon looking for an axe kick early. Nice knee to the body by Jon. Kick to the body. Caught. Down. And on top. Goes the distance. That will be a big challenge throughout this fight. He's trying to take Jon down again, this time stuffed. These two men. Look at this. Jon take it down, DC! Second takedown against Cormier in his career. And that was an emphatic takedown. This is probably the best that it got him down again at the end. And still,
It was later revealed that Jones had failed a drug test 1 month before the event, as he tested positive for cocaine. Jones was stripped of the belt and suspended from the UFC indefinitely in connection with a hit-and-run incident, where he crashed into a pregnant woman and then fled the scene on foot.
Yeah, there was a car accident right here on Wansboro and Southern Boulevard. The guy just hopped off into a yard. The guy that's getting out of the SUV.
The Albuquerque fighter cut a deal with prosecutors today for a hit-and-run crash.
It was humiliating and somewhat of a bottom for me, and I'm ready to snap it into high gear.
Cormier beat Johnson to take the vacant title. Jones returned after 6 months to retake his title.
Well, so I'm sitting here and I see him, he's over there. But is he really gonna be in Anaheim? Is this guy really gonna go to the fight? Is this guy gonna mess this up again by doing steroids or snorting cocaine or sandblasting prostitutes? What's this guy gonna do? What's this guy gonna do to mess this up this time?
However, Cormier withdrew citing an injury. He instead fought and defeated St. Preux by unanimous decision to win the belt. Jones was removed from the rematch bout by USADA on June 16th after a potential doping violation. In 2016, it was announced that Jones had been suspended for 1 year by USADA. 2 days later, it was announced that Jones had been stripped of his interim title, making him the first fighter in the UFC history to be stripped of a title twice.
When you look at DC, is he a legitimate champion? Is that the real belt over there?
No. He never beat me. He never beat me. So the belt that he has over there, it's an imaginary belt. I messed up outside of the octagon. I got that taken away from me. But the guy's never beaten me. In order to be the champion, you have to beat the champion. He can fight all the other light heavyweights that he wants. He can beat every light heavyweight until he beats me. That belt over there is a piece of
The rematch with Daniel Cormier took place on July 29, 2017 at UFC 214. Jones won the fight and recaptured the UFC Light Heavyweight Championship via knockout in the 3rd round. After the fight, Jones was awarded a Performance of the Night bonus.
These are my instructions at all times. I want you to fight hard but fight clean. If you want to touch gloves, touch them now. Good, step back, good luck.
John Jones and White getting off early here. Great wrestling from catching those kicks at all. Oh, big. Looked like he knocked him out. Peace out.
He did. Takedown to John Jones.
Not quite. No
right
control.
back up to his feet. Jones left hand on top.
Look at this. The height of Jones makes underhooks from DC not as effective in order for an underhook to work.
He's not able to. He's just having a hard time reaching John. Oh, John landed back in.
DC was stunned by that head kick.
John is all over him.
Here comes Johnny Bones with the ground and pound.
That could be it.
Trying to
That's it. He's out. He's out.
John Jones has done it.
Wow.
John Bones Jones.
I'm back here. Oh, yeah.
I thought the fight was going well. I don't even know what happened. Looks like I kicked in the head. Oh man, I'm so disappointed.
I want to take this time to thank Daniel Cormier for being my biggest rival and motivator. Daniel Cormier, guys, he has absolutely no reason to hang his head. He has been a model champion, a model husband, a model father, a teammate, leader, and I aspire to be a lot more like that man because he's an amazing human being. Unfortunately, we were opponents, but outside of that, he is a true champion for the rest of his life.
What can you say at all about this and the rivalry between you and John?
I don't know, man. I guess if you win both fights, there is no rivalry, so I don't know.
On August 22nd, it was announced that Jones had been flagged for a potential doping violation by USADA, stemming from his sample that was collected after weigh-ins on July 28th. He tested positive for turinabol, an anabolic steroid. Jones was placed on a provisional suspension as a result. On September 13th, USADA confirmed that both the A and B samples of Jones tested positive for turinabol. Subsequently, UFC President Dana White decided to strip him of the light heavyweight championship and return it to Daniel.
Breaking news, the rematch of one of the greatest fights in UFC history, John Jones versus Alexander Gustafsson, is
haven't already been to the top of the mountain and faced the Dragon.
On October 10, 2018, it was announced that Jones would return at UFC 232 on December 29, 2018, in a rematch with Alexander Gustafsson for the vacant UFC Light Heavyweight Championship. Jones defeated Gustafsson by technical knockout in the third round to win the UFC Light Heavyweight Championship.
I know there's a guy who's been calling himself Champ. What guy just gives up his belt because somebody else made it home? Daddy's home, DC.
In the first defense of his second championship reign, Jones faced Anthony Smith on March 2, 2019, in the main event at UFC 235. Jones faced Thiago Santos on July 6, 2019, in the main event at UFC 239. He won the back-and-forth match via split decision, defending his title for the second time.
He just doesn't care. No, he's a wild man. This is what we talked about. This is what makes him excited.
Jones faced Dominic Reyes on February 8, 2020, in the main event of UFC 247. Jones won the fight via controversial unanimous decision. 14 of 21 media outlets scored the contest for Reyes, while only 7 scored it for Jones. With this win, Jones set the new record for most wins in UFC title fight history with 14 wins.
To break a record, to become a part of American history in this way, you out there in the audience will be doing it. It's an incredibly hard thing that I did tonight.
The UFC's all-time great hasn't been in the octagon for almost 2 years now. However, he has been eyeing to level up and enter the heavyweight division. Bones has almost bulked up to the division weight limit. We can hear the big announcement at any moment now.
This is what John does when he comes to Vegas, man. John comes to Vegas, and this is a rough place for him, man. You know, there's never, he was here less than 12 hours, I think, and he was in jail. So, you know, this time he was with his family, so we figured wrong.
Absolutely. I mean, for my opinion, John Jones is the greatest of all the time for mixed martial art. And him moving up is going to be a good thing. It's a challenge that I will take and put it on my record. Would be a very good challenge for me, very good thing on my resume. But for this time, it's going to be the challenger. I am the champ. He's coming up and looking for me. So I'm ready. Anytime soon, you know, even summer, I'll be here.
He's a fan, don't get me wrong. He's my biggest fan. Johnny Bones Jones, mother Jones. He's my biggest fan. I used to be a fan, but now I don't like his antics. I'm like, if you wanted to fight me, just say so. I don't need him, he needs me. So if he wants to fight me right now, come see me over here. I don't know if you can do it.
I remember the fight.
I remember almost the whole fight, but it was just Jon Jones is such a beast. I'm telling you, just for me, Jon Jones, winning over Jon Jones is bigger than taking the belt. I'm telling you, the guy is such a beast, and yeah, what was the question?
Just whether no, it's okay. He is a beast. You know, I'm very disappointed with all the stuff that's happened to him, obviously, and especially the most recent one, which I really believe, based on the evidence, is a mistake. Yeah. I think he got a hold of something tainted, because if they tested him before that, he was negative. They tested him after that, he was negative, and what he tested for was such a minuscule amount. There's no way it was something that there's no way. Like, according to Nowitzki and according to USADA, according to like how they test people, whatever he consumed must have been an extremely small amount. It wasn't an amount that would have had any benefit whatsoever in terms of performance enhancing.
Right now, if I'm looking at them both, frame to frame, Jones is considerably bigger, and Jones can wrestle pretty damn good. Izzy's only got 2 years in the sport, and his grappling, I don't know if it's there yet, you know, because we haven't seen it. You know, I can't say it is or it isn't, because I just haven't seen a guy push him to that level in wrestling, or he hasn't fought like a pure wrestler that could show me that, you know. So right now, I would lean towards Jones being able to take him down and control him and things like that.
This was all for today's episode on probably the greatest light heavyweight to ever grace the octagon. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and also don't be shy and share your opinions in the comments below. We will come back with more exciting documentaries on leading athletes. Peace out.